sun rising. I can see just above the plain. I can see it coming. It's the brightest sun I've ever seen. A new day dawning, waking me to come and sing. There is hope. There is love. There's a new song rising. I can feel it deep within my soul.
Hello. You may ask yourself, who is Alex Katongole, the director of Miracle Kids? Now here you are going to know my history, my back. Right now, Pastor Alex Katongole is not a fallen angel from heaven. He has a lineage. He has where he comes from. This village where we are is called Natete Village. It's in Ichumu, in Mukono district, here in Uganda. This is where I was born. I was born on this village, and I realized when I was 3 years when I was in this house. This house where you see me seated is my grandfather's house, the father of my mother. So my uncle's side, my mother's side, this is the house of my grandfather. From the age of 3 years up to the age of 8 years, I was living here. My father, I was given a story that my father died when I was 2 years, and he was staying on the next area down there. And when he died, this is the village where my father was killed from, where he was slaughtered, and there was his body parts were thrown into a river down there. So me, I grew up here. I came to know things when I was here. So they gave me a story how my father died, and how my other sibling, my brother and sister, disappeared from this village because they also wanted to kill them. The person who killed my father, the village people that killed my father, they wanted also to kill all the siblings from my father, my brother, my sisters. So they ran away from this village. But since me, I was young, 2 years, so someone kept me. And when I was making 3 years, my grandfather, the father of my mother, came for me and brought me here. So this is where I grew from. Inside this house has 3 bedrooms. The first one, it was, as you see, right here is where I used to sleep. Here on this mat, on this floor, this is where I used to sleep. And I remember very many years back, this was a bed. This used to be a bedroom for my grandfather, the father to my mother. He used to sleep just on that area. Just here on this side. I remember. I was 6 years. I was between because I was in this house between when I was 3 years to 8 years. I'll tell you how I left this place and why I left this place. You'll have to know. So I remember my grandmother, the mother to my mother, used to sleep here. I remember I used to sleep here. This was a bedroom. And whenever I enter this house, there is a story which cannot go out of my heart. That is a story of how my young sister, the one who was following me, how she died. That story will never go out of my memory, because I remember she died right here. She was sleeping right here, and the story of how she died is really very, 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 very touching, because she was poisoned. Those people who killed my father, when my mother came and brought back the child, because my mother, when he traveled to Kampala, he married a man who never wanted her to be with the child, so she sent back my sister, the one who was following me. So on the way from the trading center to here, she was poisoned, and when she came back here, she was feeling poison. You know, the hatred was almost on the village. They never wanted us to live. So she was poisoned. So I remember her sleeping here, telling me, Alex, I feel him burn on my heart. And I was sent away to go to the well to collect water. But by the time I came back, I found her dead. But that thing will never go on my heart. I remember it, and it's always, I think about it, how she died, how she felt the pain when she was given the poison, and how she came here. We used to have a lot of milk here, but since the grudge was on the village, they could not help her out. So I can't forget that moment of how she died when she was here. So now, yes. So when I was 8 years, I left this place because of the hard life that I was going through. People who have been in Africa, they know that when a child loses his family, his mother or father, or the other relative, they don't care about you. So I was in this village, I was in this home, but I was tortured. I could look after the cows from morning to evening without it. I was not even taken to school. I was loaded. I was more than a slave here. And the fact of how my sister died when she was poisoned on this village, it showed me that I'm the next, and that they are going to kill me also. In fact, it's on the day of the burial that I told the person they showed me that is my mother, that if you don't take me, you don't find me here again. So the situation pushed me out of this place. One, I was not cared for. I was not being taken to school. There was no food for me. I was grazing cows from morning to evening without food. I was being tortured by my uncles, these brothers to my mother, because the hatred to my father, it was just in the family. So the hatred, the oppression forced me to live here, because this is not my family, it's just a family from my mother. So they used to tell me, and they used to tell me words that could break my heart. They used to tell me, this is not your family. You will find your family. You will go where your family. You will go where your father went. And they used to tell me my father was killed. So it used to come in my mind that, hey, if someone tells me you go where your father went, they were telling me I'm going to die. So a situation, oppression, lack of care pushed me from here to go to the street of Kampala, to live on the street life, because the street was better than here. Because on the street I could afford to get what to eat in the garbage, but when living here you cannot get what to eat, and you spend the whole day in the bush grazing. I used even to milk the cow. On the grazing, I just suck at the cow's breast take the miracle because of what I was going through. So street became better home for me to live. So that's why you see me having the heart of these orphans. Because me, I grew up an orphan. I lived with my uncles here, the sister brother to my mama, but they never cared about me. They forced me to live without food. Jiggers could go on my, as you saw the house, the house is dust. So jiggers could burn, hit me even on the whole of my feet. Jiggers could be on my finger. Jiggers, even I had jiggers here. I had jiggers here when I was living here. I couldn't walk. I was walking like this when I was living here. So I know what a child, an orphan goes through
in this village.
When the parents die. I know what they go through. That's why I'm doing this, to be a voice for the orphans, a voice for the children that are suffering deep in villages, like how I was in this village. So that is me, that is Alex. This is where I came from to join the street in Kapao, to live. Okay. And that is the reason why I organized and I founded Miracle Kids Project and Miracle Kids School, to take care of the orphan children, to take care of the vulnerable children, to take care of the children from the poor families who cannot afford the best education. So that is Alex. Yes, on my real village, on this real village where I came from. From here to where Miracle Kids is, it's like 7 kilometers. That's 2.5 miles. Which means this is real testimony. When I say I was orphan, it's true. Because people testify. Men of this village testify. This house can testify. It knows that it accommodated me one day. And I was pushed out because of the situation that I was going through. Almost to death. Almost to death. Almost to death. And that's what I don't want orphan children to go through. I'll always be agitating for the rights of the orphans. I'll always be agitating for the children that have lost their parents, be single or both parents, to live a happy life. I know it has not been a easy journey. It has taken me a long journey. I was here 30 years back. 30 years back. But see me coming back to this village to help the children that are going through what I went through. It's not easy. I went through, but God helped me, and I don't want any child to go through what I went through. God bless you as you still to know more about Pastor Alex and Miracle Kids Project Uganda. Thank you. Now I want to send my sincere, heartfelt thanks to you, Daddy Timothy Collister in California, USA, for the great work you have done, first in my heart, in my life, and also in the lives of the children that are under my care. Really, God used people, but God has used you to bring a person who was a nobody to be somebody, a person who was a needy to be a one who be used as a channel to help other children. Thank you so much for all that you've been doing for me since behind in school, in high school, in university. Also the provision that you have been giving to the church and also the children. Really, your donation, your monthly donation, your donation towards projects like building and buying land, it has really touched the child down. Many children are being helped. May God bless you. Thank you, Daddy Timothy, so much. And everyone working with you. And I'm also thanking everyone who is ready to work with Dr. Timothy to see that children in Africa, children in Uganda can be helped through Miracle Kids Project. I want to thank you so much in advance. If you are watching me, thank you so much. And we are calling on board everyone who knows Dr. Timothy, who knows Dr. Timothy Colister, who can really come on board and help the children in Uganda. There is a lot of need. Needs are ranging from education, feeding, accommodation, clothing, everything. We can even help children in their homes, their poor families. They can even bring them to school, but what hinders us is the money, is the donation, is the multitude of what we can offer to them. So we call you to stand with us. Thank you so much for watching us.